Okay everyone, we got a new package. Let's see what this box contains. Okay, so we're gonna do another unboxing here at the channel, and we're gonna do it here in the greenhouse because it's dark inside. Okay, so the kids outside are very noisy, so I think we're just gonna push through because I really wanted to get these plants out of the box. I got them yesterday, and while we're unboxing, I'm gonna be sharing with you some of the things that I don't like about sedums. Now, you already know, you might have already known after watching the past few videos. We're doing a Kalei Rants series here on the channel, where I share the few disadvantages or the few things about succulents that I don't like. So that's the topic that we're gonna be tackling today while we're unboxing this package. So now let me just switch the camera so that you can have a better look on these plants. Not like when we were inside, I think the camera settings were not good. So we're gonna do it here outside so that it's brighter and that you have a better look on the plants. This one came from Chanel's Garden from Benguet, and they're also one of the few sellers that has shipping through JNT. Also, this is my new garden scissors. Okay, and I bought this from online as well, from Shopee. Okay, and we also have this garden pruners. I find this really good with cutting up stems and making clean cuts. So this one, recent cutting up that I did, this one is a clean cut, and this was made with this type of pruners or garden scissors. Okay, so okay, looks like the plants are all intact. Wow, there's a lot. And so we're gonna go with our topic about things that I don't like about sedums. Okay, so this is the first one. Oh, this is the crassula thumb. Yes, look at that. It's a nice clump crassula, really nice, really pretty. Look at that. And it's one of those button type, string type crassulas that has this stacking growth habit. Really, really nice. Okay, we have that. Okay. Wow, this is it's one of those that are related to the ice plants. This leaf broke, so that's really sad. But it's one of those, I think it was something that has a teeth name, I forgot. Okay, so it looks like these jagged edges, they look like teeth, and they look like they're gonna bite you, but that's just how they look, and they're really pretty. Okay, so we have that. Let's go with the smaller ones. I think I want to wait until we open a real sedum before we go to ranting about them. But the first thing that I want to talk about with sedums, things that I don't like about them, is the dropping of leaves. Sedums really drop a lot of leaves all of the time. This is a Nevada here in the Philippines, but I think it's a Caveria gilba or another name for that. Okay, it's an Agavoides hybrid. Okay, really nice. I bought one because my Nevada right here is not doing so well, so I'm trying it out again with my new potting mix. And this one looks to be a twin-headed Nevada, or probably it's a crested one. So we have that. Really nice. So again, with the sedums, with the dropping of their leaves, I've had more problems with leaf drops on sedum than with any other type of succulent that I've had before. So you can see here, while we're unboxing it, it's already dropping leaves. Okay, let's see what this one is. Oh no, this is the Sedaveria pudgy, and that's not looking good. Okay, so sad. But I think the central growth is intact, so we have that. I'm really sad about this. This looked really nice when it was shown to me by the seller. Yep, but I think that the central growth is intact, and the outer leaves are fine. They're not rotting, just the top parts. Okay, so we have that. So I think we'll wait for this one to grow out. If the head really dies, really deteriorates, we'll just wait for new heads to grow around the side, because I don't see any blackening on the stem. So yeah, so as long as the stem is intact and we have some leaves, I think that we can make this one recover. Okay, that one is really sad. I really wanted that plant, the pudgy, but here currently my sedums are growing much faster, especially with our new potting mix. So I think that one will recover soon. So there's that. There's a problem, the dropping of leaves with sedums. They do it a lot when they're dry, and then when they're overwatered, they will drop leaves. This one is an Echeveria hakuhu. It's a small one, but it's got some weight to it. It's got these really thick leaves and really nice whitish farina. And this is also a greenish type echeveria, so I really like this green vibrant succulents, because here in my place I don't get to make my succulents stress out very much, so I'm trying to go with more vibrant green ones, because those green succulents, they will look good even if they're not stressed, and even with less sunlight they can still survive and stay beautiful. So this one is a Sedum Treliaceae. Okay, we have that. I already have this one. Okay, but my Sedum Treliaceae right here, this one is already looking tired, but there's new growth, so we have that going. And so I'm gonna be trying out another one right here. Okay, so Sedum Treliaceae is a big leaf sedum, and I've had problems with that many times because they don't like to sit in wet soil for very long, so you really have to adjust their potting mix when it comes to sedums. So again, if you are not yet adjusted to sedums, to watering succulents, then you might want to practice with other succulents before you buy a lot of sedums, because they will drop a lot of leaves. So this one is a freebie. Okay, this is a free Echeveria rosea, I believe, or a Jocelyn's Joy. It's a blue colored Echeveria. I didn't order an Echeveria like this, so this one is free. Thank you very much to our seller. Also, again, our seller is Chanel's Garden in Facebook. You can look them up. Now, for the next thing that I don't like about sedums is that they have this chaotic growth. I'm going to be showing you after we're done unboxing that sedums really grow in a chaotic way, not like with our Echeverias and Graptoverias, Graptopetalums. Those succulents, because they're usually solitary growers, they look good and they look neat, they look organized. But with sedums, because they are clumping type succulents, they will tend to grow in this ugly scattered look, scattered appearance. So you have this one. I don't know if this is a Senman or another Sedeveria, so I'm not sure. Okay, and this one is not complete with the rosette, but I don't know if this is a free one or if this is something that I bought. I think I forgot. But the leaves, it has a lot of leaves, so I think we can make this recover, make it look pretty again. I just have to brush out some of the mealybugs on there. Okay. Now, when it comes to pests, sedums are not really problematic with pests. There are some varieties that really attract a lot of mealybugs, but generally sedums don't have a lot. They don't attract a lot of those pests. But when you grow them, when you neglect them, if you try to keep them wet for longer, then they will tend to attract more mealybugs. So this one is one that I've been waiting for. This is the jet beads. Yes. And it's already dropping leaves. So I think this one is not dried well. Oh yes, so we have more than usual leaf drops on this one, but it wasn't in shipping for a very long time. It was just in shipping for about a night. Yes, so I'm just really glad that I bought a big succulent, because the stems are still intact and we still have more leaves left. Okay, but there's already a lot of leaf dropped here. That's really sad. Okay, I'm hoping we can make this one recover, and I think they're still dropping leaves right now. Okay, it's really sad. We can't all have beautiful things. Sometimes we have to make an effort to make our plants beautiful. We already have a lot of leaf to propagate, so we have that. Okay, really nice. I really like the jet beads because it's a black colored sedum, sedum hybrid. It's a Sedeveria. It's crossed with a black knight or black prince, and it has a distinct dark color compared with our other sedums. And I think because it's inherited from the black knight, it tends to drop a lot of leaves. Okay, this one looks to be a neon breaker or a Shavayana hybrid of some type, but it's really thick, really nice, and it's already got that pinkish look. Okay, you can see. Okay, so we have that. Now, what else am I gonna be ranting about sedums? Okay, other than they have, okay, so we're gonna go back to the chaotic growth of them. I'm gonna be showing them later, but they are not organized when they grow. Really chaotic plants. I have several here that doesn't look good because they're overgrown, they etiolated, and yeah, they look chaotic. So this one is another Comixtum, I believe. I think I bought the same plant from a different seller. This one has more leaves. but it's also dropping them, so that's really sad. Yeah, but I'm hoping that we can make it recover. It's a really dried up succulent right here. Okay, so we have that. Now for the last thing that I'm going to be ranting about sedums is that they die easily. Okay, now you might be able to buy a clump of sedums like what I have here, but if you are not careful, sedums can die very easily. And I've had most deaths with sedums more than with any other succulents that I've had before. So more than with Graptopetalums and with Echeverias. I've had Echeverias like drop leaves and look ugly, but they will not die right away. But sedums, because they have this bushy growth, their stem could attract rot, and then the rot will just spread across the plant and it will just die, all of the stems. So if you have more stems on your sedums, it doesn't necessarily translate to having more success with them. I've had more problems with rot, really, than with other succulents. Echeverias, Graptopetalums, sometimes they can tolerate a little bit of water, more than usual watering, but sedums, if they don't like the water that you give them, they will drop leaves, they will get rot, and then they will look ugly. So I have here my sedum revertington, my old one, because you know I've been buying new ones. You can see that already this one looks very ugly. So if it was neglected even more, I would think that this would be dead by now. You can see here that some of the stems already had dried up, had died, and those stems used to have small branches. It used to be clumping already, but those other stems died out because the main stem has gotten rot. So that's what happens when you have a clumping succulent. The rot could spread all over the plant. So you might want to really save them before that happens. If you don't know, if you're a beginner with succulents, you might not be able to save a lot of your sedums if they're getting rot. We might want to do a mini tour of our sedums after this unboxing. Oh wow, that's really nice. This is the main star of the show. This is actually a sedum. Really, the stems are big. Looks like a trunk. This is a Sedum allantoides. Okay, I think I remember the name now. Sedum allantoides, and it's the same one as this one, but it's a different form. Okay, you can see there. They have the same color, but they have a different form. Okay, we have that, so you can see there. So this one has a more narrow leaves. This one has leaves that go into a wider appearance. So it looks like a jade plant, but it's actually a sedum. So Sedum allantoides. Now a lot of sellers doesn't really know the ID of this plant, so I wanted to share it now. It's a Sedum allantoides, and I believe the Sedum allantoides is one of the slowest growing sedums here in my care. I believe this one is always getting wilted, and I always have to water it. It's one of the slower growing sedums. It hasn't produced a lot of growth since I bought it, and I've already repotted it twice. I already had it in an old potting mix, and now it's in a new potting mix, and it's still not doing good. So yeah, we're just gonna have to be patient with that little one. But I think that we will have more success with this one because I'll be using my newer potting mix on this one. So we have that. Okay, so here they are. Here are the plants that we recently unboxed. The allantoides one. Okay, really nice. This is I think the Sandman. Okay, still needs to be recovered. This is our Comixtum, Cedeveria pudgy. We have here Letizia. Okay, I recently have one of these. Okay, so we have another one. Our Tom Thumb, our Sedum George. Really nice. We have that crocodile tooth something succulent. Okay, we have our jet beads right here. So I'm really glad that they came quickly, because I think if that stayed longer in the office, I think it will deteriorate even further if it stayed longer in transit. Okay, we have these neon breakers, Shabayana hybrid. Really nice color on that one. We have our Hakuhu. So we have some Echeverias here, really nice. We have our Nevada. Okay, and we have this unknown, another Shabayana hybrid of Echeveria. And you can see here it's looking compact, but in a few weeks I think it will etiolate, because all my Echeverias here are currently not looking so hot right now. Okay, now let me just go over our sedums. We have here all the sedums that we have. And let me just get back to the things that I ranted about them, just so we can have some context and you can see what I'm talking about. And you can see here, this one, you can see it's already a very delicate looking sedum, but this one is already developing a lot more than what I expected. It's producing a lot more growth, and the leaves look intact. I don't have a lot of leaf dropping on this one. I think this is one of the older sedums that I have. I had this probably last year. It deteriorated, and then I made it grow from one stem. I was able to grow more stems out of it, and it's looking pretty nice. Okay, we have that. That is a very common sedum, but a lot of sellers don't know the name, and me personally, I don't know the ID of that one. But it looks like a jelly bean, but a green version. Okay, we have our jelly bean here. I keep saying that I keep failing at jelly bean, and that is true. This used to be much better looking a few months back, but now look at the growth of it. It really has this ugly, chaotic growth pattern. You can see the stem here is trying to come back up, but it already has fallen down, and I have a lot of death on that. I think probably when I was not caring for my succulents very often, that one really deteriorated a lot, and this was left in a semi-shaded location at the other side of the greenhouse, so it accumulated a lot. We have the same problem over on the other one of that. I think that I will try to save them and plant them together. And we also have this one that is really not looking so hot, not looking pretty right now. I actually got quite tired of caring for this one because really it doesn't look good anymore, and I think I would just want to throw it out because it's not looking good anymore. So that's what happens if you neglect your sedum. Since they're fast growers and they're vigorous growers, if they're not in a good potting mix, they will outgrow it. They will etiolate out of their pot, and then they will also drop a lot of leaves if they stayed wet for very long. And also if you leave them dry for very long, they will also drop a lot of leaves. So we have that problem with sedums. Now if you manage to get a good potting mix like with this one, the potting mix on this one is already good, and you can see here on the growth of this one is much more stable now than a few months back when it was still in a clay pot. So I transferred it here in a plastic pot, and it's now growing more because you can see the new growth on that is much more brighter than the older leaves. So now I'm confident that this will continue growing, but you can see it's still chaotic in its growth. It doesn't grow in a nice pattern. Okay, so we have that. This one is a Sedaveria. This is a hybrid of Echeveria and Sedum, and this is hybrid from a Sedum burrito. You can see the chaotic growth on that one. It's really all over the place. So I think one way you can clean up this chaotic growth is to cut up the stems and then just replant it. Okay, some other people will like that chaotic growth. It makes the plant look lush. Okay, but me personally, I want my plants to look much more organized. So with this Graptopetalium, it looks kind of neat. But I also believe that this one, if it grows a lot more and if I don't clean it up, it will also have that chaotic appearance as that one and as that Sedum Adolphi. Now let's go over the sedums that I recently repotted. Look at that, they're looking really nice. Okay, we have a clavatum stem right here. Okay, so there's that. We have our tall Sedum Lucidum. We have our tree Sedum right here, looking really nice. And they have some markings. I think it's from hard watermarks on that. Okay, so I think in a few seasons it will replace those. I haven't watered this one still. This is our Rubretictum. I planted them in 2 pots. Okay, I think I want to plant the other stems on the other sedum of mine. I want to plant it here. This is our other Rubretictum. This is our golden sedum, looking really nice already, and I believe that if I add them to my other plants, they will have this really vibrant lushness to them that other succulents don't have. Other succulents have this pale white color, but this one will inject some more variation to my collection. So we have our Shangri-La, okay, clavatum. We have our Titobans. I think it's a Titobans. We have our Macdogali here. Okay, really nice. And I think that's about all the sedums. Oh, I think forgot about that one, the Comixtum on that one, really nice. Okay, I also have my Gracilis cacti here, and it's already blooming. And I believe I have the Haworthia planted here. There's the free Haworthia that I got. Okay, Okay, so I think that's about it for our unboxing of these sedums that we have. I already have them under the sun so that they will not drop any more of their leaves. Then don't worry, this is already a mild sunlight, afternoon sun. It's not already as hot as when it was still in the middle of the day because it's already afternoon. So I'm hoping that this sunlight will help them a little bit. And then later on, if they already dried up, and probably after a day or two, I will already repot them just as we did with our other sedums right here, and hopefully I can make them look good, look beautiful as well. Okay, so I think that's about it for our unboxing and our rant video. If you really liked it, please make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe on our channel. It really helps a lot. And if you have any questions, you can comment it down below. And I think that's about it for this video, guys. I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.